All right, guys, I just spent a good 45 minutes cleaning up in here. I've been off for a couple days. We are working on getting Bertha a load out. I decided to go through, organize everything, move some stuff around. I moved the cooler to the front. I put that thing on the top with a strap, so that way if it does rain, it doesn't get any anything in it. But she does run. I'm not gonna do it now, but it does run. We had a tornado touchdown the other day, and it touched and then it dissipated, luckily. So everything was good. The only thing is, I noticed when I came in here, the entire floor is white over here and over where the bike is at. And you can see, so I'm wondering if like water wasn't over here, but it definitely got pretty gnarly in here. So I'm going through organizing and cleaning up. This thing, when we get back, we're gonna be replacing with all tinted like white or probably smoked lights. We're gonna be doing away with the charger and replacing that with we're gonna be doing the Milwaukee 18 volt swap. So it's just gonna run on Milwaukee batteries because I got a ton of them, which I need to bring this guy with me. So I don't forget, I'm gonna leave that there. This is the wireless unit, but yeah, this thing, a couple of these lights have been out and I've been wanting to replace these for a while. So we're gonna go through and do that. Also replace all of these guys because they're all shit. And then probably paint this thing black. Don't know if I'm gonna keep the Tow-Mate sticker, but this is gonna be black. We're getting rid of the internal batteries and making it an 18 volt setup. That way I can take the charger off of the back of the truck. So everything over here, I got cleaned up. I had to move the radio over here. We just bought the fridge from Josh down there. Just kind of gonna give you guys a shop update before we head out. We're gonna be taking the wheels and tires right here that were off of Peggy, and I have a full set of Rockstar wheels over here in decent shape. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move the tires from the steel rims and put them on the Rockstars, and then sell, or actually not sell, but like get rid of these tires here. So that way those are gone, and then we'll have a full set of 6 steels. We're gonna pop them on here, and then those will be for sale. But this motor, I have yet to pull it. I've just kind of been lazy the past couple days, enjoying a couple days off. So there's that. I'm actually gonna undo the battery connections on this because they're getting a little rusty crusty. I don't think I can do that one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I did not prepare to come here tonight, so I'm like still in my outfit of the gym. But this thing will be pretty soon. Josh did say he would be willing to part with the shell, so that's between you guys and him. It's definitely a clean shell, but the motor is definitely going separate. So we will be selling that when I get back. I am going to be going on a huge spending spree when I get back. Probably going to be throwing between the trailer, the bike parts, and everything else. I've got a bunch of stuff ordered for that. I've got a bunch of stuff ordered for the Dakota. We're probably gonna spend about 12 grand this month in cash and just get all of these stupid projects done. The lift we're gonna be taking care of. The air compressor, I'm actually gonna be replacing that air compressor. And then this welder over here, because I'm not doing anything with TIG or anything like that. So this one here, we are ditching. And then I have the MiG 242 right here. And just a lot of this stuff we're gonna be setting up. I need to pay somebody to come out, set this up. I just gotta get a motor for it. And we are gonna be replacing that compressor because that thing's kinda old and junk. This guy was supposed to be coming to pick this thing up. I don't know if we'll touch that until we get back. This is a front axle off of a Ram 2500. It's a 354 axle. Comes complete with control arms and all that stuff. I think the springs are even there. So this thing, 500 bucks for best offer. And these two are also getting picked up. And the bike lift, I gotta get set up as well. So other than that, I think we're pretty much done in here. I'll show you guys the rest of the shit that we did on the road. But I will be picking up the new trailer, and I will have a video on it. It's a 32-foot gooseneck. I'm going to be ordering the 5th wheel attachment today or tomorrow to his address that I'm going to pick it up because we are going to be swapping to a 5th wheel. So yeah, we're already 5 minutes into these clips. So next thing you should see is us heading towards a trailer, and I would like to be headed out to California Josh is out in Nevada right now. It's about 109 degrees out there, so definitely glad that we touched up the AC. A couple projects we didn't get done. I didn't make the steel cover for that, but that's where that guy comes in so it doesn't get rain on it. And I did not make the intake cover yet, but in about 5,000 miles, we're gonna be doing the oil change. And I got a ton of stuff coming for Bertha. You guys, like, we got emergency strobe lights, we got gauges coming for it, and just a bunch of other little odds and ends. Obviously, I don't have time to do right now, but let's just spend a shitload of money this month.
All right, so we're here. Went to building A. Now I had to go to another building, and then now I'm at another building, and we're trying to find this trailer. And this dude's got a crew cab with a damn sleeper, which is cool as shit. But these guys haul a bunch of them. So we've been getting kind of like the runaround on this one. This one goes to New Mexico. That's kind of neat. I like that. It's like a mega cab, but bigger. So I'm trying to figure out the details of where I'm supposed to go. Super happy when I get these small ones. So I wised up, and I brought a pair of jumper cables with me this time. These were the shop jumper cables. I stole them from my wife's Accord a while back before we sold it. But this is the trailer here. This is the third place I've had to go to, because the first two, there was building 3, then there was building 5, and then there was, oh, it's been picked up, so it's down the road. And I mean, it was only like 0.4 of a mile, so not even half a mile. Look at these gnarly knobbers here. But this thing's pretty small for what it is. I wanted to check. It might be a little high in the front, but for how small this trailer is, I'm not really worried about it. I'm gonna pull it out and like check it on level ground. We should be all right though, but this is the trailer. See, I was looking at this number too. I drove by it twice, but this is the VIN, and then this is the VIN. So 5620, that's the one I'm picking up. But yeah, all I gotta do, there's a little, I think there's a little light, yeah. Look at that. But pick that up, and then we're good to go. And these manufacturers are getting so fucking cheap nowadays. So I'm looking at these frames, and this one is a little bit beefier, but man, I'm looking at those frames of those new units over there before they're even built out. Damn, that dude's picking up a tiny home. Fuck that. But like, these things are just built so shittily, and they're using the cheapest chains they possibly can. Like, this is where they hook up to my truck, and then this, they're mounting the breakaway controller so far back that you can't even, like, I couldn't put that on my hitch or even around the hitch. You're supposed to put this on a piece of frame, like separate from the chains, and like, this is as long as it gets right here. Like, it barely reaches. You take a hard right corner and it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna steal this pin right here so that we have a hitch pin, and then this will just fall down because that's how it normally works. This is high enough that it's not going to hurt anything. There you go. So this is how we're mounting it. I'm going to turn that power supply off and then put that little sheathing cover back on it. But this is what we're hauling. Hopefully all goes well. It says this thing can handle being in the boat, being on the fire, hiking, or even bicycle. You can pull this with your bicycle, guys. So the other thing, you guys know how you're supposed to cross chain these. They put them on the same link, which I get it, the big boys do it too on the bigger semis, but these aren't semis, these are small, tiny little trailers. Manufacturers just kind of suck. This has a 5,800 pound GVWR, so I mean, it's gonna be a relatively easy trip. I'm hoping that I don't go through more than a tank of fuel, because the rate just to get me out this week on a holiday week is astronomically terrible for searching for loads and shit. Laptop mount, I do know the changes I'm gonna make. I'm gonna cut a notch, literally gonna cut the C channel out and then flat spot it the whole way down so this can sit flush. And then I'm gonna put a gusset in down there by the bolt so that this doesn't shake or anything. And then Velcro, and then I got padding that goes down the side of this thing. So, and we're also gonna make it removable, so I'm gonna probably cut it in half and put a nice sleeve here with 2 pins so that if I need to, I can pull this out and just throw it somewhere else, because it definitely interesting sleeping with that. Well, I ran her out of fuel and it started to rain, so I decided to just
Put her down here in the ditch. Filling up now. But yeah, she's running pretty good. That bracket there is kind of sketchy. See that? Put in there with fucking self-tappers. That's some gnarly shit. But yeah, everything's doing all right. We're doing good. Getting close to getting out of Indiana. I just want to get this fuel filled up. Look at that rest area. I gotta piss so bad. And they put a sign up that says no facilities. So, you guys ever just be driving, right, and you're trying to save time and, you know, not make any unnecessary stops. So one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you guys is pick your place that you like. I personally pick Love's, Pilot, or Flying J, but for efficiency, the two places that I recommend if you're just pulling an RV would be Love's, because they have the RV parking up front. And make sure it's a Love's that goes right, not left, because if you have to cross the street and go all the way over, it kind of takes time up. But also rest areas. Make sure you take advantage of them. Unfortunately, on this trip, the ones that I didn't take advantage of were open, and the ones that I try to take advantage of have been closed. So just keep that in mind. Rest areas are going to be your best friend. Some rest areas I don't like, those ones with the prison toilets down in like New Mexico and Arizona and down there. I don't like those rest areas. But Love's is usually 95% of the time pretty clean, and Pilot, Flying J, I'd say about 80% of the time. You just got to mark. You can pick, like I said, you guys can pick and choose which rest areas and truck stops you like. But pick a favorite and just kind of stick with it. But don't spend money at Love's, because they price gouge the shit out of everything. Josh found that out the hard way the other day. I've been saying it for years. They price gouge the shit out of stuff. Where they make up for it is they're clean. That's about it. That's what Love's gets you. And the RV parking. I always park at Love's at night because I can park in the RV spots and there's always a light on the truck. So I don't ever have to worry about shit getting stolen or me getting hit by a semi-truck, because let's face it, a lot of these drivers out here are scary as shit. I've been hit before, and I'm not gonna say it's just truck drivers. Hotshots are no different. Y'all are scary too. The best bet, just avoid everybody. All right, so you see what I was talking about, guys? See how this Love's is on the right? That means when I pull in, I can just dip down into there, and then when I come out, it'll just be across the street and back on the exit. I try to be efficient with those stops, but when we stop, I got some things to show you on the truck. And it doesn't matter, like, just the fact that it's on the right side. I don't like having to get on the highway and then go way over there and then come back. It just, in my opinion, it's not efficient. But I didn't show you guys the other day before I left. Remember I was telling you guys about the alternator wiring a while back. Unfortunately, we still have some fluctuation with the alternator. Not like it was that other day, but this is different. Whereas like the alternator stopped charging before. I'll show you guys. You guys see that right there? So when I'm driving, it doesn't affect the gauge, but it'll jump from like 13.7 to 14.9 and just constantly back and forth and back and forth. So that aside, you guys can see how it says RV. These are where I've been parking. And we came from over there, made the left in. I come out, and then when I go out, it's just a right and then right back up. So it's all efficient, but I'm gonna show you guys this this piece here. Also, laptop. Anytime I get out of the truck to go do something, I always cover this up, because right now it is not the most efficient stand yet. I cannot wait to get back and do what I need to do to this. It's gonna be way more efficient and pretty sweet. So it's humid as shit out here, but you guys can see this wire right here to the alternator. So this was all corroded and pulled out and shit. So the other day, which I'm noticing, even though I tightened that, it's a little odd. But the other day I pulled this whole thing out, cut and crimped a new end on it, and then crimped it down so you guys can see it's pretty tight. That wire there goes down to the alternator, and it has been questionable. But I also showed you guys these. We went over these connections here. If this wire is loose, that alternator will put out max voltage to that battery over here, and this battery will be getting nothing. And the reason that is because this battery has a sensor underneath of it that tells you the temperature and tells you pretty much everything reads off of this battery. So if this crossover wire is not charging this battery, that battery will be getting everything and it will not know. So that's kind of the issue on some of these Dodges. I don't know all the diesels have the issue, but the Dodges definitely do. So everything was taken care of. I went over all the connections, but I think what I'm gonna end up doing is buy a new wire. They have a heavy duty version of this. I'm gonna just buy and replace it and see if that fixes everything. I was thinking about getting all of the new connections, but they're about 400 bucks and just, I don't feel like they're necessary in my opinion. All right, check this out. This jack is coming down. See how the other one over there is tight? So just keep in mind, you're gonna have to check these every now and again. But I am gonna tighten that back up. I literally just washed my hands and saw it when I came out. But these things are literally held in with like one bolt and a self-tapper. But definitely want to put some torque on them. I'm gonna check all 4 of them. I just put one glove on because, like I said, I just washed my hands and not trying to get my shit dirty, but these things are so thin. Ain't got no plate, but every one of these fuckers were loose. So just one of those things you want to watch out for. State police are out like crazy today. We just had one circling the lot over there. But yeah, usually they're pretty easy to deal with. It's not really, never really had a big issue with them. Get this whole box all cleaned up. The other thing too, these gloves here, keep these, if they're not super dirty, just pull them off inside out, throw them back in the bag, and reuse them as many times as you can. Try to save you guys money, but here's our organization this trip. I ended up moving the cooler to the front, which I told you guys I was gonna cut a notch in that so the cooler could sit flush. And then I just got my snacks, my boots here. Everything is organized like it was. And then I keep my cereal like right about here. I've been trying to eat these Lucky Charms, or not Lucky Charms, Honey Nut Cheerios. Yeah, so everything fits in there all nice and organized and shit. Like, I took half the waters, put them in there. I don't like how that sits like that, so as always, that'll sit flat. And then pretty much we're only gonna leave about a little bit on there, just enough so that the cooler can sit flush up against it, which I've had this cooler here before and it can sit flush. So, and it makes it easier to open this because I gotta really fight it right now, but that works out. And then the modifications we do to this, it does shake a little bit, but that's only because the cooler's there. When the seat's fully forward, it's not a bad thing. I got a little bit of chicken left, my muffins, bagels, peanut butter, some cookies my wife got me, and these Middlesworth barbecue chips. But keep that in mind too. I'm out here trying to help as many people as possible. I give you guys the information you need. I try to provide a little bit of entertainment. It is what it is. We get the occasional hater or two, but honestly, if you guys have ever met me in person, I mean, the people that have met me in person know how I am. I always go out of my way to help people. Maybe a little bit too much at times, but I always go out of my way to help people and give people the information they need to be as successful as possible. And I do tell people to stay away from this industry because it's one of those, like, it's a super big risk. And honestly, I chose the worst week to come back out because it is 4th of July week. So I was going to try to drop tomorrow. They're not going to let me drop tomorrow. So I'm going to have to drop on Friday. And I'm hoping, because Thursday is 4th of July, let me get this, get that paused because the new radio decides it wants to do that. But yeah, I can't drop till Friday. I'm really hoping that we find something good Friday, because if not, I'm going to be sitting until Monday. It is what it is. I picked the absolute worst week to come out here, and I'm going to be down in New Mexico, which is going to suck. There's so many loads out near Josh in California, and I go keep searching New Mexico, and it's like, dude, it's been dead all week. It's like all our directs. I think I was told we had about 70 brokers that are off the rest of the week. Potentially Monday too. So it's just one of those. It was a huge risk coming out here. We're gonna see if it pays off. I hope I get a little bit of good karma for helping Josh out, because I gave him that really good $5,000 load And realistically, I should have taken that one, but I'm a nice guy, you know, what can I say? So I'm just sitting here eating my fried chicken. I finished it, everything, threw it in the trash. And out from like over there, I heard something and then a big boom and then smoke. And they are already setting off fireworks, and it's not even July 4th yet. It's the 3rd. It is the nighttime of July 3rd. 8 o'clock, a little bit after. Had quite a few fireworks going off, but I think it's safe to say I'm not chilling here tonight. I'm going to try to make do with what I can. I would like to drive through the night and get as close as possible. But driving at night, I enjoy it a lot more than driving during the day. And Jake brake. You can see him off in the distance. I don't see how people can hate that sound. Like, I get so many people, oh my God, I hate the sound of diesel. It's like, I don't understand how you can hate that. Like, that shit sounds good. I'd love it. I don't know. I wish that more trucks were like that, with straight pipes and shit. Like, I can still hear that dude going. But yeah, I'm not going to chill here tonight. It's nicer driving at night. It's cooler at night. I don't have to run the AC. I get better fuel mileage. Just keep that in mind, running the AC. It definitely takes about 50 miles off the top of a tank of fuel. If you're running it constantly, but that's just my truck in general. Do the test. Try running your truck like that. But to keep it short and sweet, we're going to call it good here tonight. Sitting at Love's in, actually don't even know what state I'm in at this point. I gotta fill my logbook out and shit. But yeah, we will be dropping on Friday morning. I'm going to keep checking the board. Obviously none of our directs are going to be up and operating. And if they are in New Mexico, it's going to be very rare. It is definitely going to be slim pickings on Friday. But we'll see how it goes. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Later.